Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Nasir Mirza here. Joining me today is former UFC welterweight and former Ultimate Fighter season 21 and 25 star, I would call him, because at least that's the guy I remember from those seasons, and I remember watching his fights and being so excited or the prospect of one day getting to talk to him. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Hayder the Hulk Hassan. How are you, brother? Thanks so much for doing this.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you having me on, dude. It's an honor, bro.
Nah, dude.
So, I appreciate the love,
No,
brother.
dude, it is an absolute honor for me. And, I remember watching your fights, watching you throughout the Ultimate Fighter, watching your fights in the UFC, of course. I'll get to all of that in just a second. Right now, I just want to ask you, bro, how are you feeling? Because right now, I feel as if you're getting into the flow of things when it comes to, switching over to an organization like Brave. An interesting fact for everybody here, the word Hayder Hassan, as in Hayder, means brave, which is literally the organization you're fighting for now, bro. It's written in the stars. How do you feel about the new start in Brave? How do you feel about all this? How do you feel about the next step in your career?
I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, man. It's been a blessing, bro. I'm very excited for like this I can say this next chapter. I have 2 fights left under my contract with Brave. I really plan on going out there my next fight, inshallah, and showing them I'm kind of reminders. Like, yo, I'm gonna go out there and remind you who I am. I was about to drop an F-bomb, but I'm keeping the interview clean.
Oh, no, bro. Go for it, bro. Fuck that. Go for it.
Cool, bro. Yeah, man. I'm really just gonna go out there and put out lessons, bro. I'm really, my mindset, the knowledge that I have at this point. I had my last fight in December. I ended up losing a close decision to Carl Booth. He was that day. He was the better man. I went into that fight the lightest I've ever gone into. I couldn't, after I made weight, I couldn't put weight back on. I weigh 170. I go into the fight about 188. So that's like me at my normal weight. Mm-hmm. This past fight, I was only able to put on like 8 pounds. I went into the fight like 178 pounds.
Oh, that's light, bro.
Yeah, because the hotel we were staying at was terrible, dude. Oh, man. And we were in a third world country. There wasn't any, whatever food they had is whatever they put out is what they put out. So the food was very bad for my stomach. So like whatever I ate, I ended up getting sick from it. So like I don't want to have it's a bullshit excuse, I didn't but physically I didn't feel my best when I was in there. I didn't feel like I had my legs underneath me. Like another 10 pounds of muscle of weight is a lot in a fight.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Especially after you've cut weight and you're 170. Like I pretty much only went back to the fight with fluids. Wow. Like I was hydrated, but like regardless, dude. The knowledge I gained from the technical aspects of the fight had really just brought me on a whole nother level. Like this is the most deadly I've ever been in my entire life. And my next 2 fights, I'm really going to go out there and just, you're pretty much put out, you're going to learn today, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I talk about. And that's what I talk about, bringing out lessons. Like, you're going to learn today what's up. So like it's nothing personal, dude. I'm just like where I'm at physically, spiritually, mentally. I'm just ready to just murder dudes. And
dude, I think it's kind of important to like mention, and like you said in the last fight, you looked a little lighter on the lighter side of things as well. But also, we can talk about weight, but let's talk about noses, bro. You fought 3 rounds, and I didn't just fight. I saw that fight. You kept moving forward for 3 rounds with a broken freaking nose, like an Olympic gold medalist once said, Kurt Angle, I'm quoting him, with a broken freaking neck. No, it was a broken freaking nose, and Hayder Hassan kept moving forward and kept fighting that fight with the broken nose, and that was freaking ridiculous. I think that speaks volumes to just where you are mentally right now.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, man, it was I dislocated and broke my nose in 3 places 30 seconds into the fight. Like I broke the bridge. I broke this part. I broke this part, and I broke this part, and then the nose was shifted under my under this side. So like it pretty much wasn't even sitting on my face, But like the referee wanted to stop the fight after the 2nd round because how the way it looked. But I was going forward the entire time, bro. So like you can't stop the fight when I'm being aggressor. When I'm I was being the aggressor. You know, I made a couple it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
Sugar Ray Leonard fought Hagler, when he fought Roberto Duran and he lost to them the first time, he said, "I'll never say a fighter's better than me. We have to fight twice. You might beat me the first time. You might beat me the first time because, you know, you're the better man that day, certain factors, whatever. But like, dude, I know for a fact, and my fights that I've lost in rematches, I'll murder them all, dude. I really believe it, dude. It's just my fight against Kamaru Usman, my fight against Jesse Taylor. Those two fights against those high level wrestlers, like Kamaru is a guy that will stand with you until you crack him. Once you hit him, then he's going to start shooting and starting to wrestle.
Yeah.
Jesse Taylor, when I fought him in the Ultimate Fighter, he was a guy that, like, once he's not even going to stand with you. Once they say go, he's just going to be shooting hard doubles. So when I fought those two guys, the knowledge I gained from fighting those heavy-based wrestlers, my attacks, how smooth you are with your attacks, working off the jab, touch out. The guy steps, you have your counters. If he doesn't step, then you step and you're attacking. So playing with the touch jab and how aggressive you get off the touch can play with your distance. And that's what I learned after I fought Jesse and Kamaru. And that's how my fights after those guys, I fought Pavel Kush. And he was 22-3. Every win he had, he finished all of his opponents. I fought like world champion Russian guy in M1, and I beat those dudes because I lost to Kamaru and I lost to Jesse. So now, like this fight, I just cleaned up all my striking setups. So this is just the most deadly I've ever been. So I don't care who you are, where you are, whatever you want to talk. Let's settle it, bro. Let's settle it.
Hayder, I mean, this is just, you know, a testament to, like, I've followed your career, and it's really interesting because there's always, like you said, learning curves, right? There's moments where a fighter realizes, holy shit, all right, this is the adjustment I need to make. And when you've made those adjustments, it's been very evident, right? But I want to talk to you about a broader kind of a theme just for 1 second, right? Because I'm from the eastern side of the world, right? And I am a fan of a sport which is popularized mostly by a Western conglomerate by the name of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. And of course, but there's always been an eastern side of things, you know, and there's always been Pride, there's always been Ryzen, and now there's always going to be organizations like Brave and One Championship. This, you know, this is stuff that nobody, regardless of how the way the world kind of markets MMA these days, that stuff nobody can ever take away. How do you feel about this kind of I'll call it a bipolarity in the world? Because there is a Western half of MMA which is very crucial, which is, you know, the testing ground everybody wants to get to. But the Eastern half, we've seen this. Eddie Alvarez, UFC, you know, former lightweight contender for the championship, went over to One Championship. You saw what happened to him, right? I love Eddie to death, but that's not a good result from a guy people thought just get a clean win. Sage Northcutt, same result. Do you feel as if people just sleep on the eastern half of things most of the time, or do you feel as if, or how do you feel about, you know, this kind of a balance that almost exists now in the world of MMA?
I just think as brand, you know, the UFC is recognized by its brand, but as far as like level of competition, there's phenomenal fighters all over the world, bro. You know what I'm saying? Myself personally, since I've left the UFC, I have been fighting the best guys that are out there internationally. You know, Pavel was the #1 ranked fighter out of Ukraine. You know, many-time champion in Sambo. Then, you know, the M1 guy that I fought. You're seeing it, bro. That's what you know, it's just like UFC has a brand, the recognition when people say it. But, bro, look at what One FC's doing, bro. One FC's crushing it. All the guys there are deadly as hell. Ryzen, my teammate Kyoji Horiguchi. He was the Kyoji is the Ryzen champion. He went and challenged Bellator, then
their title,
you know. So like, it's just like you know, and you're seeing PFL. PFL is competing with the guys who are wanting to leave the UFC and go sign with the PFL because PFL's paying so much money, you know. So like, that's what's great for the fighters, man. You're seeing good opportunity, man, and that's what I was excited about. Brave was another good opportunity. I was excited. I like what they're doing. So for me, like, that's the thing. I have 2 fights left on my contract. It's really going to be one of those things where like I'm really going to go out there and be like, yo, my name is Brave.
There we go.
I'm going to go out there and fucking represent, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like it's either going to be like you either want me or you don't, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, I'm going to go where I am. But I hope I can get build good relations and like honestly where I'm at physically, fight IQ wise, bro. Like the type of destruction I'm going to do my next fights is you're going to be like, damn. So hopefully, inshallah, sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and like you talked about your time after the UFC, and if I just want to, go over some of the fighters that you fought right after the UFC, Pavel Kush, like you said, he's the number 1 guy in Ukraine. He's a really good fighter. He has wins over Abu Bakr Nurmagomedov from the famed, Dagestani descent clique almost around, Khabib Nurmagomedov. And then most of his fights are stoppages one way or another. He's 23-7 after he fought you. So that's a pretty big name on your resume. Then there's Harmat Vadekar, who you fought him in India. I want to talk to you about that just 1 second before that. When you went over to Mumbai, that sounds pretty fucking interesting. And of course, Moswar Bokov in M1, who is a 2-time Sambo world champion. You snapped his 4th win streak in the M1 Challenge 103 in China. Again, this is not, a light resume. These are some of the best killers right now who are on this independent scene when you went and fought them. But before that, talk to me about India. You went over to fight in Mumbai. What was that like?
Yeah, man, that was a really cool experience, bro. When I fought Pavel real quickly, Pavel hadn't lost like in 13 fights. Wow. And he was 22-3 when we fought, and all 22 of his opponents he finished. Okay, he didn't go to one decision in any of his victories. All victories were he had 17 submissions, and the rest were all knockouts. And he was coming off the fight right before that. He was coming off like a 30-second knockout, So but the knowledge I gained from from fighting those previous fights, how I dominated, bro. But okay, whatever, dude. I just India was awesome, bro. India, the event was put on by Mike Tyson. He was sponsored. The company sponsored Mike Tyson. So he was actually there. I got a fight in front of Tyson, which was a cool situation. Wow. I ended up knocking my opponent out in 30 seconds. My opponent got switched. I was supposed to fight a different opponent, but I ended up fighting Hermont the week of the fight. It was Team India versus Team Abu Dhabi. So I fought for Team Abu Dhabi.
Right.
But I was actually contracted to fight for Team India. But when my opponent got injured, they put me on Team Abu Dhabi, and then a guy from Team India said he would fight me. But the guy was such a nice guy, I felt bad for having to beat him up. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, he didn't take too much punishment. It was quick, a real quick one. But it was a cool. I call myself the heir of Tyson.
Yeah. I was just about to ask you that. Do you take some kind of inspiration from Mike Tyson? Because, you also have a similar fighting stance. Kind of, you go for the knockout. You always go for the kill, and you kind of have your hands like Tyson would. What was that like, fighting in front of Mike Tyson?
Yeah, man. So, after I knocked the dude out and Tyson was sitting ringside, I was like, yo, I'm the heir of Tyson. And he was like, fuck yeah. I was like,
bro.
It was awesome, bro. I was fired up, dude. It was a very cool bucket moment. It was actually the second time I met Tyson. I met Tyson during the Ultimate Fighter when he came to the Las Vegas when I was on Cody versus TJ Dillashaw. He was friends with the guy, so he stopped by the Ultimate Fighter gym to say what up to us during a workout. So he's the man, dude. He's just I mean, come on.
Yeah, Mike Tyson's the fucking man, dude. You watch either hot boxing or just, he's coming back possibly for a fight with Evander Holyfield, which is like, whoa, what the fuck? But that's a slightly different train. I want to talk to you really quick, segueing off of that, actually. The Ultimate Fighter House. You had 2 rounds on the show, of course. Both of them were really exciting seasons. You were in the final against, like you mentioned, the current UFC welterweight champion, Kamaru Usman. Just talk to me about what it's like living in that kind of an environment. Because, people can say, the tournament style is hard where, you're in an organization like Pride where you have to fight, multiple times in one day. But it must be a completely different element to live within the same house as the people you might be fighting, or at least interact with them so much. What was that like?
Yeah, man. The Ultimate Fighter, it's such an amazing experience, bro. Truly, it's the toughest competition in sport. On the first season of The Ultimate Fighter, I had 3 fights in 17 days. The second season of The Ultimate Fighter, I had 3 fights in 15 days. So it's like what makes it so tough is also what makes it so great is that the level of knowledge, you really get better by fighting. So anytime you can rep out 3 fights, in such a short period of time against phenomenal competition, your fight IQ goes on to another level. Mm-hmm. But for sure, man, you have to be very confident. You have to be very strong because your opponent, you're having breakfast with the guy that you're going to be fighting. I'm sharing the stove with the guy at 9 a.m. and at 12 o'clock, I'm going to see you in the cage, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy, bro. And then for 6 weeks, you're fighting. Even your teammates, you're going to fight. So it's like, that's what I talk about. You just have to be very strong mentally.
Yeah.
For myself, it was good coming from the first seasons of the Ultimate Fighter Black Zillion season, because that season we had a lot of animosity. So the stresses were high. So I really it was my first time fighting for a lot of money. So there were a lot of firsts. And so I was really able to learn and grow, and man, it was blessings, man. One thing I learned about pressure from that season that really has crossed over to for the rest of my career. My coach told me he was like, man, your how you look at pressure is this: as you advance in your life, as you advance in your career, you're going to face more and more pressure. You want that, right? Of course. As you're going to you fight from the undercard to the main card to the main event, more eyes, more money, more pressure. But it's how you look at that pressure it's going to be how it affects you. So like he said, when you look at pressure, look at it like it's your wife, marry it, and make love to pressure, ask for more and make love to it, Yeah. So anytime you have more obstacles, more pressure, it's a positive thing for you because it's it means you're advancing in life, and you're asking for more. Give me more. I want more pressure, more pressure, more pressure. The more pressure you have, the more you make love to it, bro.
Pressure
so that's
diamonds,
the type
my
of positive,
friends,
and that's how I always looked at it. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm gonna go. Yeah, dude. So it's like, so for me, it was phenomenal. The first season of The Ultimate Fighter, I went to the finals, fought Kamaru. I had good growing experience. I went far, but the second season of The Ultimate Fighter that I was on, I didn't make it to the finals. But the type of knowledge I gained, I mean, man, I fought from fighting Diego Lima to Joe Daddy Stevenson to Jesse Taylor. That type of knowledge I gained really set me for the rest of my career. So even though I didn't win that season or I didn't go to the finals how I did in the first season, the knowledge I gained set me up for the rest of my career. So I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, man. And you wouldn't really get to wherever you are right now if you hadn't gone through those experiences, is always what I kind of tell myself. And you're totally, pressure, pressure creates diamonds, and pressure is an essential component for somebody who's always going to try to keep moving and keep doing things better and trying to get to the next level, because the next level is always more pressure, you know what I mean? And I guess it's a very, very good mindset to keep when it comes to competition, especially at the level that you operate in, you know what I mean? But you mentioned the TUF 21 season. It was a lot of animosity, it was a lot of shit talking, it was Black Zillions, it was ATT, story as old as time, you know what I mean? Rivalry as old as time as well. Talk to me about Dan Lambert, talk to me about ATT, talk to me about that whole contingent. How does it kind of operate when it comes to, and what really sets apart from your perspective? Because you train there, because you train inside ATT. What really sets apart American Top Team from any other team in the world? Because I think it definitely has the most world champions in the world. So what is it that really makes American Top Team so different?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been with American Top Team since 2009. So I've been through every transition, seeing all the fighters, been there, been best friends with some of the best guys in the world. What makes it so special is its training partners. On any day, I mean, we have the most guys for the past 3 years in a row. We've been voted the #1 gym in the world. We've produced more world champions than any other team. We put more guys in the big league than any other team. We have more guys in the UFC than any other team. We have more bodies than anyone, really. So it's like on Christmas Day, you can come into American Top Team on Christmas Day and have phenomenal training just because the level of guys and the depth, like on any given day, you can go on the mats and there's 30, 40, 50 guys, dude, and they're all the badass of this, national world champion of that, national, so it's like, it's the level, iron sharpen iron, dude, and then on top of the training partners, we're blessed to have really good coaches. And then the facilities, Dan Lambert, we're very blessed to have a guy like Dan who's very passionate about the sport, that he's willing to spend millions to build a facility that where we can have such great training, So like top to bottom, it's just blessings, man. It really is.
Yeah, and you've been a part of American Top Team, and like you said, it has the most world champions, most training partners. Even on a Christmas Day, it has people in there training. That's crazy. But whenever I see the roster of American Top Team, I'm not surprised by hearing this, because there's, like you said, the most world champions, the most guys and girls in the big leagues, in any weight class. Literally, I open the website and you can literally see across weight classes there is world champions in American Top Team, and I think that's phenomenal. What kind of relationship do you have with Dan Lambert? Sorry, bro. You were saying? My bad.
That's where I got where I'm at today, dude. If it wasn't for the level of training partners, dude, like, there's no easy day at our gym, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you're like, I'm going to go to America, today's sparring, I'm just going to go out there and take it easy. Bro, there ain't no easy day, dude. And you're going to get there. I've gone into sparring and been like, oh, man, I'm really sore. I'm kind of tired today. I'm just going to flow. And then I'm like, all right. Then all of a sudden I get matched up with Dustin Poirier, and I'm fucking fighting for my life, bro. You're in deep water and you're going hard, and I'm like, holy shit. And all of a sudden I'm in the trenches throwing grenades for my life, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I got you,
and that's
bro.
American Top Boy, bro. There's no easy day, bro. There's no easy day, dude. And that's why you get good.
Yeah.
Think or swim, bro. Think or swim, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
I didn't have any amateur, bro. I didn't have any amateur fights. I turned pro right off the bat. I joined the American Top Team, and all my amateur fights were sparring sessions against Hector Lombard, Thiago Silva, beasts, bro.
Wow.
I didn't know
that. That's really, really interesting. Wow.
Those were my. Yeah, that's how I got good, bro. That's where all my experience came, man. My experience came from my very first sparring session ever was against was Shark Tank rounds against Thiago Silva, Wilson Gouveia, Alessio Sakara, and another guy, Danilo Villafort, who's in the WEC, getting ready to fight. And this is when Thiago Silva was in the top 5, top 6, getting ready to fight like fucking studs, bro. It was right before he fought Lyoto Machida. Alessio Sakara, and this is when Wilson Gouveia was on a terror at 205, and I was on a 3-fight win streak, just dominating. And this is my first time sparring ever. Okay, so man, you're only gonna get good when you get trial by fire, bro. It's either how bad do you want it. That first sparring session, my brother ended up actually knocking out one of the pros at American Top Team that was the really? Bully. My brother knocked him out the first 20 seconds. Mehdi. He ended up knocking out one of the dudes in that sparring session, and then everyone came over to oh shit, and then it went. Right when the dude got knocked out, I was like, yo, bro, it's about to go off. And man, I walked out of that sparring session with Thiago, Sakara, and Wilson. I had 2 black eyes. I had a coconut on my head from Thiago Silva kneeing me in the face. But it was the greatest time of my life. And after that, the coaches wanted to see that I didn't quit, and I kept going forward and I go hard. And after the sparring session, I like gave Thiago Silva a huge kiss on the head. I was like, this is the greatest day of my life. And that's after that I made the pro team. That's how me and my brother made the pro team. It was cool. Yeah.
Damn, dude, that is insane.
They wanted to see me quit.
That's insane.
They wanted to see
they wanted to put you through the ringer
of like going through an entire, like you said, roster of absolute fucking beasts, just so you can turn not just turn pro. This is the first time you're ever sparring, and this is how you started. That's crazy, man.
Can't believe it.
Yeah, literally, bro. It was my first time ever sparring. All I had, like, me and my brother, we played football and we wrestled. I had 2 years of high school wrestling, and I played football my whole life pretty much. So like I knew I was an athlete. I knew I was tough, and I knew I could hit hard. You know, but most importantly, like, I knew I was an athlete. I knew I could hit hard, and I knew I would back down. So like I was like, all right, I'll learn everything as we go. My first 3 pro fights, I didn't have any coaching. My coaching were my teammates at American Top Team, because at the time you wouldn't get coached. You only got coached if you were in the UFC, Pride, Strikeforce, or Elite XC. Otherwise, if you weren't, then you didn't get coached. And I was at that time I wasn't a nobody, you know. So I had I had 3 pro fights, and then going into my first fight in Strikeforce. I was going to war with Hector every single day of sparring. I was the only person to spar Hector, you know. And this is when Hector was the Bellator champion. You know, him at his prime.
Yeah. This is when Hector was first coming up. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So like, and the coaches would see me go to war with Hector every sparring. So they were like, Laborio was like, "Yo, Hayder's tough. Start to coach him." So like, that was my fight. Until then, I would spar with Hector, and he respected me. So Hector was the first person to hold mitts for me. You know?
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So that was the first coach.
That goes to show you, bro, the respect, bro. Because I would try to knock him out, and I try to fucking knock him out too, bro. You know? And no one would spar him because they were too scared.
Oh man, yeah, dude, Hector's scary. I wouldn't want to, like, you know what I mean, like, spar with Hector Lombard. Holy shit, that's scary. But wow, dude, that is insane. I think that sums it up. Iron sharpens iron, man. Like, you got put in the ringer, you survived it, and when you survived it, you'd been sharpened. That's when Hector Lombard said, "All right, man, let's get you to training," and here you are, man. Like, do you feel as if, this is obviously a very good model, and you might have joined American Top Team, at a certain time, but do you feel as if things are now starting to really, you're starting to really get in your stride now? Because I feel as if even though the Carl Booth fight, we've already discussed it, went how it did because of weight issues and because of, a broken nose, but even then, I could tell this was, like, technique wise, you looked like you were in a much better place than, perhaps, or even an even better place than perhaps more recent fights. Do you feel as if now is the time you're really getting into your stride for your career to finally come full circle?
Yeah, man, absolutely, brother. I really take pride in my ability to get in and get out. And when I'm in, open up like a you-know-what, and then get out. Cause maximum damage coming in, and then get out clean and efficiently. I really take pride in opening up, like being a high-volume power punching specialist. But this last fight, I didn't feel I had my legs underneath me, so I couldn't do what makes me special, And even if I tried, my body felt sloppy, So like that athleticism, that quick in and out, even though I looked to the untrained eye, like it looked okay, but to myself, the perfectionist, I was an F-. I gave myself, I'll give myself a passing grade for that, but whatever, dude. Like, I know myself, and that's why, like, I'm excited for my next fight, because, like, forget about the physical being healthy. I'm going to be now Brave is 175 welterweight, so I'm going to go into my fights at 190 pounds, which is me at 190 pounds, bro. You don't want to get hit by me.
Yo, no.
It'll be the fastest, most explosive, powerful. and now my fight IQ is on a whole nother level. So, dude, that's when I say, like, I don't care who it is, whoever you think is the most dangerous opponent on the Brave roster, put him in there. Let me go show you what's up. And that's why I say you're going to learn today. You know?
You're going to learn today, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever you see him fight next,
you're going to learn today, bro.
Yeah.
You're going to learn today why my name's Hayder, bro. You know what I'm saying? Learn today why my name's Hayder, bro. You know?
Yeah. This is Hayder FC, bro. This ain't Brave anymore. This is Hayder CF, bro.
I'm just allowing you to be here, bro. You know what I mean?
I love it, man. I'll absolutely love it. Heather, I'm just gonna ask you a few more questions. I'm gonna let you go. Usually these game shows do like quick fire, one word rounds where I'll throw a name at you and I just want you to kind of react to it. I wanted to do that mainly because of the paucity of time. I want to speak to you for 3 hours, but we're doing this online and it's impossible to film that long. So if it's possible, I'm gonna just throw some names at you as training partners, and I just want you to describe your training partners in one word. How does that sound, bro?
You got it, bro. Whatever you need, man.
Yo, bro, this is information I cannot get from anywhere else because, I'm from a very different part of the world than you are, sir. So this is very, very gonna be a lot of fun for me. All right, first name I'm going to throw at you. Jorge Gamebred Masvidal.
Dude, George is my boy, dude. We've been teammates since 2009, bro. We've had great sparring sessions, man. He's been my boy, dude. I love George. I'm so happy that he's finally getting the love that he deserves, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. This is such a hard road. So, like, anytime you see a real fighter like George get it, I'm like, dude. Every time I see him, I give him a hug. I say, I love you, bro. Because I'm just so happy.
Yo, is he really a bad motherfucker the same way the title says?
Man, he's a good dude, bro. He's an awesome guy, man. But his fighting style, he's a killer, bro. And that's why you like him, because it's his fighting style, bro.
Yeah.
How do you
feel about?
Straight up.
Yo, I agree. Well, how do you feel about Dustin the Diamond Poirier? You just mentioned him. How is he as a training partner?
Man, Dustin's is one of my best dudes, bro. When Dustin fought Justin Gaethje, I was fighting Pavel Kush. I fought the week before him, and they asked me to help Dustin for the Justin Gaethje fight because I'm like a Tyson throwing big shots. Like that training camp, every Tuesday, every Thursday, me and Dustin sparring was a war. I mean, a war. Like, and sometimes, like, on a Tuesday after a hard wrestling practice on a Monday, you're like, damn, I don't want to get in a fight today. But, dude, every time you spar Dustin, it's going to be a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but we pushed each other so hard for that training camp. I ended up beating Pavel that Saturday, and then he fought the week after, and he beat Justin Gaethje. So we had really great. He's my boy, dude. We've had great sparring sessions, and we cheer each other on, man. He's a good guy, my boy.
Tell me about the soldier of God, Yoel Romero, man. What's he like to train with?
Yeah, man, Yoel's awesome, bro. Yoel trains in Miami, the Miami American Top Team.
Really?
So I don't really see him too much at the main academy in Coconut Creek. He does his own thing at the American Top Team. It's about 45 minutes south of us. But he's the man, bro. He's such a good dude, such an athlete. Bro, he's a freak, bro.
What about Amanda Nunes? Does she train where you train in Coconut Creek?
Say it again, brother. I think
Amanda
Nunes.
Okay?
Yeah,
I can hear you great, bro.
Oh yeah, Amanda's awesome, dude. She's such a savage, dude. She spars guys and beats them up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But outside of the cage, she's the biggest sweetheart you'll ever meet, man. I couldn't be happier for her. She's awesome, dude. Like anytime you see it's such a hard sport. Anytime you see someone succeed and do well, it makes you happy, bro. Because like even my opponents, when I'm fighting them, I just see an object, right? But as soon as the fight is over, then I see the person, and you see the family, and you're like, oh damn, man, I feel so bad, bro. I love you, bro. Give me a hug, dude. You know what I'm saying? Because it's such a hard road, bro. You know, and you feel for the dude, bro. You know, but it comes down to this kill or be killed, bro. You know, so it's like, but that's why, like, I really wish guys made more money in this sport, because it's so hard. You deserve to get the money, bro. You know?
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. And these people I've mentioned, like, this is the training, like, this is the level of training that you get to take part in, you know what I mean? And then you perform, and it shows that you are a product of a gym. And like we've been talking about, AT&T, it's an empire, essentially. American Top Team is. You shouldn't call it an MMA team. You shouldn't call it. It's a standing army of fucking killers, and you're a part of it. But I'm so excited for, you know, where you're headed. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's the best prize fighters in the world, pretty much.
Yeah.
Best prize fighters in the world, American Top Team.
Yeah. And Heather, I mean, you're an 11-year veteran of the sport now. You know, you're starting to get into your stride, into what is looking to be the best freaking shape you've ever been in. I feel like, you know, you have a fire lit under you right now, and there's a massive chip on your shoulder as you're heading into your next 2 fights in Brave. You know, like, I'm so excited to see a fight, bro. Personally, I've started your career, and I've seen the learning curves that you've shown, and I could tell just after the Carl Booth fight, like, there was a lot that you want to, like, display to the world in the 2 fights you have with Brave. Brother, I just want to say personally, as a you know, like, as a fan of the sport, mostly, I'm just so excited. But also as somebody who gets to speak to you about this stuff, I just want to say, man, good luck. And we here at On the Mic, at least, are 100% behind you, brother.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate you, bro. Love you, man. Brother to brother, bro. And I'm excited to you get me, bro, because you get that I have a chip on my shoulder. I have a big, my fuck you list is really long, bro. You know, and it's my fuck you. I told you so, bro. You know, and that's my chip on my shoulder, bro. And I swear, bro, it's I can't wait to put a check mark on every one of those lists, bro. So
hey, Heather, how about this? I'm gonna make a little deal with you right now, bro. Next time you're gonna get into your the next fight you have, essentially, before and after, I want to speak to you, if that's okay. I want to review the camp, how it's going, the fight, how it went, the fuck you and the fuck you I told you so lists that you just mentioned, all of that, brother. I would be an absolute honor to speak to you, bro.
Yo, dude, let me know as soon as this bro, inshallah, bro, this Corona thing will be done soon, and we'll all get back to doing what we love, bro. And I look forward to it, brother. I look forward to it.
I look forward to it, bro, as well, bro, as soon as this is over. And once again, thank you so much for doing this, Heather. You had no reason to do this, man, but I really appreciate it.
You're the man, bro. Much love, bro. I appreciate you, dude. You're the man, bro. And send my love to everybody, and tell everyone, God bless. Thank you for the support, and look forward to seeing you guys all again soon, man.
We got you, man. Pakistan's right behind you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our brother, Hayder Hassan. He's going to be fighting very soon. As soon as, hopefully, this Corona stuff is over. Brave CF is doing a lot of great work against the fight against COVID-19. So please go do check out Brave's Instagram pages. But of course, please do go check out Hayder Hassan's Instagram page. Follow him along in his journey in MMA, as we were going to be doing the same. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Daniel Nassim Mirza. This has been the coolest fucking experience I've ever had in my life. Please like this video, share it. You're the man, bros. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, or as Hayder Hassan is going to personally come to your house and kick your ass. So like this video, share it, and subscribe to our channel. And thank you so much for watching. This has been Heather and Daniel. Peace out, buddy.
Much love, bro. Appreciate you, bro.